Oh, he left his phone down here. I probably shouldn't check it, but I have this chronic urge to actually just swipe through every single social media app. Maybe I can actually find out who that girl is that keeps liking his photos over on Instagram. I shouldn't really check. It violates every rule of the relationship, but I really can't help myself. Babe, have I left my phone downstairs? I'll bring it up. Hey, I'm Danny De Silves, and I, putting my hand up, was once the anxiously attached partner, but after a lot of healing, I am no longer codependent and I can finally relax in my relationship. So I now help newbies of self-development end toxic cycles by diving deep into their identity and learn to get ahead in life and their relationships. The first thing that you need to do is qualify your current partner, or maybe your previous partners if you are currently single. If your partner gives you a reason to feel insecure, then it's a case of finding yourself a new partner. Now, it's very easy to actually identify if someone is secure in the relationship based on how they act towards you. Do they communicate within a reasonable time about your emotional values? Do they apologize? They shouldn't be showing you any passive-aggressive behavior. And most importantly, they had a stable, healthy upbringing when they were a kid. They never complained that their dad just left them or that their mum was very emotionally unstable. If someone that you are dating brings a lot of drama to your life, well, it's an eyebrow raiser. The reason why you need to date someone who is secure is because you are going to learn from their behavior. When someone is always at a secure baseline, they are not making your anxiety jump through the roof, and they aren't going to be calling you horrible names and picking apart your appearance. Your stress tolerance actually drops, meaning that you actually feel relaxed and safe and just less controlling and crazy in a relationship. We will always end up dating the same types of people until we end that cycle and we say, not this time, buddy. Go away, Jason. You are not secure enough. Work on your self-esteem. This is not for your partner to do. This is solely your job. In the past, maybe you had a reason to assume the worst. Maybe someone walked out on you, someone cheated on you, they were very rude, they were mean. So of course, your previous experiences are gonna be pretty crappy. However, not everyone that you date is going to treat you badly. You need to, one, make sure you only date secure people, but stop asking your partners to soothe you. If there are things that you have missed out on when you were a kid, for example, emotional regulation from your parents, you missed out on those vital skills that you are now craving from your current partner. And if you hadn't noticed, that would be a mummy or a daddy issue. So of course, you are dating someone and asking them to kind of be your stepmom and or a stepdad. Unreasonable request, very off-putting, very unattractive. So you need to find a way to self-soothe. If you have low self-esteem, you need to work on that. And the best course is lots of self-help books and also therapy. And always doing stuff that makes you feel good about yourself. Go to a new class, get a new haircut, stop waiting on your partner to validate your incredible, amazing worth. Number 3, understand your jealousy. Jealousy is assuming that we are not good enough and someone else is a lot better. So in terms of the relationship, you may feel that, well, if someone else has a bigger chest, if they are blonde, if they are taller, then that gives your partner a reason to leave you. And that's not true at all. Now, let's be real. You don't own your partner, so you cannot control at all who they talk to and what they think about. You don't have control over who pops up in their DMs. Now, there will always be people that you feel are better than you in some way. We all have it, honestly. When you were younger, you probably never felt good enough because no one ever acknowledged your traits and how amazingly special you were. So, you will grow up assuming that you are not good enough and everyone else is just a whole ton better. So you're carrying these feelings into your current relationships, and usually your insecurities are the reasons why you get jealous of other people. For example, if a girl messaged your boyfriend and she was a lot curvier than you and you hate that you aren't curvy, well, you're going to feel that your boyfriend is going to just snap her up, and therefore you will feel insecure about it. And a 6'2" guy walks up to your girlfriend and takes her dinner order and you're like, damn, she's gonna leave me. I'm only 5'7". You have to understand that this is not a qualifying power for your partner to leave you. Remember, you and your partner have something special. You have built a life together that no one else has access. Your relationship is limited edition. You have both become emotionally invested into each other. So another person cannot just walk in and take your partner away because of the bond that you already have. Let's say that a girl does happen to walk over, she's got big hooters, and she steals your guy. Well, that means you were dating a superficial, low-value man. So, well, he did you a favor, basically. Be honest with communication. Sometimes it feels that if we open up to our partners and tell them what we really feel about everything in life, they will be like, you know what, that's way too much to deal with, and they run out the door and never speak to you again. If you cannot talk to your partner about things that have happened in your past and that you are uncomfortable with a certain person talking to her or him, then how are you supposed to build a successful future together? You need to be able to communicate freely with your partner. That includes you telling them your boundaries and telling them, dude, you're breaking my boundary. If you keep doing it, I'm gonna walk away. You need to be able to open up, not being passive aggressive, not making hints that you're not happy, but actually sitting down and checking in and saying, really not happy, can I talk to you about this? And something to be very mindful of is your partner can only love you to the ability that you are prepared to be loved. So if you are so wrapped up in your own attachment trauma, well, you're not really giving your partner much to work with. So therefore, you aren't going to get a great deal of love back. Now, I get it. Love is pretty scary for a lot of us. Some of us may have been heartbroken as a kid by people mistreating us, but that does not mean that every person in the world is evil. It just means you were dealt a bad hand of family members to begin with. This tip really did help me along my journey of ending my codependent attachment to whoever I was dating, and that is have a life outside the relationship. If you knew me 8 or 9 years ago, you would always see me tagging along with my boyfriend to sport events. I hated going, I didn't care for sports, but I never actually thought that I was allowed to do what I want. Plus the guy was a little bit abusive, so that didn't help. But it just never occurred to me that I could have a life outside of the relationship. So you need to do something outside of the relationship, meaning doesn't involve your partner. The most perfect relationship is one where two people live their separate lives and then they come back together, meet in the middle, have that emotional connection, that bond, then they break away, continue their lives, and they come back together again. That may sound strange, but it's healthy. So, your homework, go and find something that you enjoy and do it. If that means that 2 days of the week you go to an evening course and do some flower arranging, or maybe you do basketball practice, that is fantastic. Go and do it. It's very healthy. The big tip, understand what secure relationships look like. Do not ever, please, look at couple goals over on Instagram. It's fake as hell. Remember, people only post the best parts about their life on Instagram because they want to basically make everyone else feel like, oh my god, your life's amazing. Avoid social media for any form of idealistic, secure relationships. You need to study what secure coupling looks like. Now, newsflash, as a warning, it might not be your mum and dad. Maybe those guys were toxic to each other and they didn't have a secure relationship. So hang out with the friends who do have a secure relationship and go and do couple things together. Have double dates. Really enjoy how they kind of express their love to each other. So let's go back to basics and think about what a secure attachment looks like between a mother and a child. This is someone understanding that the baby is crying and being able to regulate their emotions for them. So they will say, are you sad because your toy broke? And then offering what they need at the right time. For example, if you were crying for food and then your mother changed your nappy, you're going to be like, dude, that doesn't help me at all. I just feel even more worse than before. Obviously, for you to understand how to be secure, you have to teach it to yourself. So if your partner is getting quite angry, you can actually say, "Are you angry because you didn't sleep very well last night?" Obviously, don't say this in a patronizing way, but not only does this build a bond between you both, but it's a form of deep reflection, and that person can learn that, this is how they love me, so I would give it back to my partner. And in exchange, your partner will then try to comfort and soothe you in the ways that you need, and that is a secure relationship. Learn your love language. If there was a petition to get this book studied in school, I would totally sign it because it's a tremendously good book, and the link is down in the description bar. Please download it, please listen to it, whatever is your learning style, it's incredible. In a nutshell, it identifies 5 love languages so you can find out your partner's method of love and also your own to really understand how you cope in a relationship. So right now, you may be feeling very insecure because you don't feel your partner loves you enough, when really it could be your partner is showing you a method of love that you just haven't even thought about. They may be words of affirmation, telling you how amazing you are, giving you unique compliments, but you don't really listen to that. You're waiting for physical affection, so therefore you could be missing the bar slightly. Accept your losses. Accept that you can only love someone with the experience of the love that you have received. You can only soothe yourself and battle your insecurities with the amount of life coping skills that you have already learned. So becoming secure is very, very possible. You have to be prepared to put the work in. And one of the biggest tips is please study your past so that you can have a better future. I'll see you in the next video.